Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Helluva Boss. So a lot of you have probably been waiting for this for a long time, and I've decided that today I'm not going to be getting to any big reactions, but instead I'm going to catch up on these couple of things that I wanted to get to, and this was one of the big ones. So Helluva Boss. This is another series that takes place within the same universe as Has Been Hotel. It's like the same setting of hell. I don't know if it's going to involve the same characters in any way. Probably not. I saw the trailer and I forgot anything that happened in it. I mean, I know the main characters are not going to be the same, but I'm like thinking like it's probably not going to include the main characters, or any crossover characters really. At least no major ones. If they do have any crossover at all, it's just going to be like minor background stuff. But yeah, otherwise I don't know what to expect with this at all. All I know about it, from what I remember, is that it has something to do with some kind of company that's, I don't know if it's like, it's not exorcisms, I don't know why that came to mind. I don't know if it's like some kind of like haunting or something that they're doing. It involves humans, though, I know that. I don't know. I clearly don't know. It's been so long since I watched a trailer, and I've been putting off on getting to this, so. But I know people have asked about this in the past, and I did say I was going to get to it, so here we go. As for Holidays, which was another like little short that VivziePop put out, I am not going to be reacting to that one. I will watch that one on my own time, but I won't be reacting to it. Mainly because it's just so short, and I just don't really have a reason to. Plus, it's not connected. I do know that Holidays is not connected to these in any way. It's just a completely separate thing. Just a special little holiday short. That's so I feel it doesn't need to be reacted to. But I'm excited to get to this to see what it's about. Richard Horvitz from Invader Zim, you know, that completely unfunny and overrated old Nickelodeon cartoon. He's in this. Brandon Rogers from YouTube is in it. Someone else was in it. Someone else I knew. I can't think of. Let me check here real quick. I think it's in the description. Erica Lindbeck. Yeah, she's a pretty well-known voice actress. And Brock Baker, who does a bunch of voice impressions on his channel. So yeah, got a pretty interesting cast. I don't know what I'm going to think of this at all, but we'll see. As for the future, like, when this series continues, when Has Been Hotel continues, I'll probably continue reacting to them. Both. I mean, I definitely will for Has Been Hotel, but we'll see how things go. Basically, since there's no like set release schedule for any of this. In the meantime, we're just gonna get this started. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So obviously I did not expect Helluva Boss to be anywhere near as good as Has Been Hotel. One, it kind of seemed to come out of nowhere, while Has Been Hotel has been in the works for years. So it's like, one, there was no build up or hype behind it, and two, like I said, it just kind of came out of nowhere. It just feels like what even before watching it, just felt like there wasn't a lot of thought and effort put into it. It just seemed like, oh, I'm gonna make some random other thing. After watching it, it feels like there was no effort put into it. The humor is stupid. Like, this is like it's an adult Invader Zim, basically. And I know it's Richard Horvitz is in it, so it's fitting to say that. But that's all I could think about with with this style of humor and stuff. It's like an adult Invader Zim, and that's not a good thing. Invader Zim was shit. I'm sorry. I know Invader Zim was popular. I hated it. I never liked Invader Zim. I thought it was bad. I thought it was a terrible show with terrible humor. And that's what this reads as to me. The characters are completely unlikable. The only one who's even sort of likable is Luna, and only because I think it's funny as hell that she's that inept and just terrible at everything and doesn't even try. Plus, her personality's a little funny. But like that's the only thing in this entire thing that was funny or entertaining in the least. Um, the boss, Blitz, who I guess has an O at the end of his name that's silent for some reason that makes no sense. Um, he's annoying, and not even in a good way. The married couple, Millie and Richard Horvitz, because I don't know the actual character's name and I don't really care. Um, they're just insufferably annoying. Millie's okay, but Richard Horvitz, it's like he's basically a Zim who's allowed to swear. That's all I get from him, and not just because of the voice, not just because of it's Richard Horvitz and his voice is obviously Zim. It I'm talking in terms of his character and personality. It's like he has as much depth as Zim, which is almost nothing. Um, and is just completely annoying and unlikable in every way. And the entire gag with the boy, like, oh, we accidentally almost killed this kid because it was the wrong target, but then we find out it's the right target anyways, and the kid's a fucking asshole, so let's shoot him in the head. No. It's dumb. It's not, and again, not even a good kind of dumb. Not even an enjoyable kind of dumb. It's just fucking stupid. And it's like, Has Been Hotel felt a lot more well thought out and natural with its adult content, because this stuff is very adult. This one, it felt like it was just trying to use shock humor, basically. Like, oh, let's swear and use violence and kill a kid and shit because it's shocking, it's insane, it's uh you get the point. That's what it felt like. It felt like they were using it as shock humor for the sake of shock humor. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel properly handled at all. It was bad. The voice acting was fine. The animation was not that great compared to Has Been Hotel, but that's honestly a pretty big bar to set. Um, but it felt like it just overall felt like this was put together very last minute. Like it was just an idea that Vivcy had in her head, and they just decided to run with it and make it in, like, I don't know, a month or two. It feels like there was that little bit of effort put into it, especially compared to Has Been Hotel, which unfortunately we have to compare. One, it's made by the same person, same main creator. Two, it's in the same universe, presumably, so you have to have that comparison has to be there, and it's going to be there for pretty much everyone who watches this. it doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up, and honestly, it's a massive letdown. After how amazingly good Has Been Hotel was, how good the adult humor was handled, how well the characters were written, how amazing the animation was, etc., etc. It's like, it's shocking to see this. Like, it just really is. I'm really disappointed because I wanted this to be good, but you probably noticed during the reaction stuff I was barely saying anything because I had nothing to say. I was trying to think of something I could say even slightly positive, and I couldn't think of anything. Again, except what I mentioned here in the afterthoughts about like kind of liking Luna a little bit. Also, I'm kind of confused. It kind of confused me at one point. Is Luna did the boss adopt Luna? It kind of said that at one point, but then the Richard Horvitz's character also kind of implied that maybe it's just like he treats her that way, when in fact she's just another employee. It was very unclear. It just felt like it wasn't as well written either. That's another big thing. Like I mentioned how well written Has Been Hotel was. It felt all over the place. It like even during the scene where it's like supposed to be talking about the jingle and stuff, it suddenly goes into other stuff and kind of like completely goes off on a tangent. And I get that it's hell and it's chaotic and shit, but you still gotta have some level of competent writing here. I just felt like this was a massive step down from Vivzi's other works. Hell, from other works I've seen from her in that past, like that Die Young animation, that was better than this. And that was made years and years and years ago. This was just a massive letdown in every sense. It wasn't that well animated. The characters were almost all completely annoying and unlikable. And it's like, okay, let me cover that real quick too. Because you might say, oh, that's the point. They're in hell. They're supposed to be unlikable. The characters in Has Been Hotel weren't unlikable. They were actually extremely enjoyable as characters. You can have bad characters still be likable. The Joker is a horrible character. The Joker from DC, from Batman and all, he's horribly evil and disgusting and vile. Yet he's likable as a character. He's enjoyable. Even though you know he's a horrible person, you still enjoy seeing what he does because he's well written. None of the characters, not even Luna, in this pilot were like this, were like that. Not a single one. They were all just so unlikable to the point where it's just hard to watch. The entire joke about the boss spying on Millie and Richard Horvitz was not funny. Like, I don't know what they were expecting with that. It just wasn't funny. Like, there was no humor to it at all. It's not that it was even bad. It just wasn't funny. There was no humor to it. It was like a waste of time, basically. Yeah, and many people, many of you may disagree with me on this. I might get some dislikes on this video because people can't handle other people's opinions. But, yeah, in my opinion, this was not good. Like, pretty much at all. And I'm not saying that I'm upset that I watched it, but I'm not glad that I got to see it either. I'm kind of just like on the fence, like, okay, I saw it. I got it done and over with. Let's move on. So, yeah. This is probably not something I'll be coming back to, after all. I will be coming back to has been Hotel, obviously, but I'm probably not going to come back to this one. I just don't have an interest in doing so. I don't really feel it's worth it. But this all was just my opinion. Keep that in mind. That if you like this, that's perfectly fine, and I have nothing against that. But tell me in the comments below what you did think of this pilot for Helluva Boss. And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.